Third split is coming to League of Legends soon. One of the biggest changes that Riot is doing is nerf the legendary items. Riot wants to make items weaker and games a little bit longer. Some items are getting small nerfs like Shurelia, only losing 1% movement speed, but others are being hit hard. For example, Liandry is losing 20 ability power. In this video I'll show you all the changes to the legendary items and also some adjustments to epic items, boots and basic items. Let's start with some basic items. Dagger cost is reduced by 50 gold, Fairy Charm cost is also reduced by 50 gold, and Sapphire Crystal cost is also reduced by 50 gold, but it also provides you with 50 more mana. Needlessly Large Rod is 50 gold cheaper, but it lost 5 ability power. Now let's have a look at changes to boots. Berserker's Greaves are gonna have an extra dagger in the recipe, but the final cost is the same. However, the attack speed is reduced from 30% to 25%. Boots of Lucidity are 75 gold cheaper, but they also lost 5 ability haste. Mercury's Threads are 100 gold more expensive. Plated Steel Caps are going to be 25 gold cheaper, but they are not going to lose anything. Now let's have a look at epic items. Ether Wisp is gonna cost 50 gold more, it's going to provide 1% movement speed less. Bami's Cinder is gonna lose 50 HP, the damage per second is increased from 13 to 15, but the bonus HP scaling is removed. The non-champion damage is increased from 1.25 to 1.5. Bundle Glass Mirror is 100 gold cheaper, and the mana regeneration is also increased from 75% to 100%. Bramble Vest, the reflect damage is increased from 6 to 10. Caulfield's Warhammer is going to be 50 gold cheaper, Fiendish Codex also 50 gold cheaper. Forbidden Idol is going to cost 600 gold, so 200 gold cheaper. Glacial Buckler is going to be 50 gold cheaper and also provide you with 5 more armor and 50 more mana. Half-Bound Axe is going to be 100 gold cheaper. Hexdrinker Magic Resist is reduced by 5. Negatron Cloak is going to be 50 gold cheaper at the cost of 5 magic resist. The recipe of Noonquiver is changed, it's also going to be 100 gold cheaper, but it's going to lose 5 AD. Oblivion's Orb ability power is decreased by 5. The cost of Rectrix is reduced by 125 gold, but it's going to lose 5 AD. Scout's Slingshot is going to be 200 gold cheaper. Seeker's Armguard is going to lose 5 ability power. Spectre's Scowl is going to get 10 magic resist, so it's going to be 35 now. Verdant Barrier is going to lose 5 magic resist. Damage block in Warden's Mail is increased from 5 to 15, but the bonus HP scaling is removed. Winged Moonplate is going to have 50 HP more, but lose 1% movement speed. Zeal is going to cost 100 gold more, but it's also going to lose 1% movement speed. Now fasten your seatbelts, because it's time for all the legendary items. Abyssal Mask, the cost is increased by 150 gold, is going to have 5 ability haste more, is going to lose 5 magic resist, and the passive magic resist per enemy is also removed. Then Archangel Staff, the AP is reduced by 10, Seraph's Embrace is also going to lose 10 AP, and the base shield is decreased by 50. Ardent Censer is going to be 100 gold cheaper, but at the cost of 4% movement speed and 5 ability power. That being said, the heal and shield power is increased from 8% to 10%. Axiom Arc ability haste is reduced from 25 to 20, and the ult cooldown refund is changed. The base got increased from 10% to 15%, but the lethality scaling has been reduced from 30% to 15%. The cost of Banshee's Veil is increased by 200 gold, it's going to lose 10 magic resist, it's going to lose 15 ability power, and the cooldown is increased by 10 seconds. Then Black Cleaver, the recipe is changed as you can see, and the AD is also reduced from 55 to 40. Blackfire Torch, the ability haste is reduced from 25 to 20. The ability power is reduced by 10, and the burn damage per second is changed. The base has been increased from 15 to 20, but the AP scaling has been reduced from 3% to 2%. The AD in Blade of the Ruined King has been reduced by 10. Then we have the Kempang Chainsword. The recipe has been changed, it's Giant's Belt instead of Ruby Crystal, but the item overall is 300 gold more expensive. It has 200 HP more, but it's going to lose 10 AD. Collector, the cost has been increased by 200 gold and the lethality has been reduced by 2. Cosmic Drive, movement speed has been reduced by 1%, AP has been reduced by 10, and then passive movement speed used to be 40 to 60 and it's going to be 20 at all levels. And its speed duration is increased from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. Crypt Bloom AP has been nerfed by 10, the base healing got increased from 50 to 100, but the AP scaling has been cut in half. The cost of Dawncore is reduced by 200 gold, and it loses 15 ability power. Deadman's Plate is getting 50 extra HP, 10 extra armor, but it's going to lose 1% movement speed, and also the passive maximum movement speed has been reduced from 40 to 20. The cost of Death's Dance has been increased by 100 gold, Eclipse is 100 gold more expensive, and it also lost 10 attack damage. Then we have Echoes of Hylia, AP is decreased by 5, heal per shard and damage per shard get both reduced by 10. Edge of Night is going to be 200 gold more expensive, Essence River is losing 10 ability haste and 10 attack damage. Experimental Hexblade is getting a different recipe, it's going to have 150 HP more, but it's going to lose 15 AD, and also the attack speed is going to be reduced by 5%. Force of Nature movement speed is decreased from 5% to 4%, and the passive movement speed is decreased from 10% to 6%. The armor in Frozen Heart has been increased by 10, but the Rock Solid passive is removed. Ginsu's Rageblade is going to lose 5 AD and 5 AP, Heartsteel is getting a different recipe, and the HP regen is cut in half. Then we have Hextech Rocket Belt, the HP is reduced by 50, and AP is decreased by 10. Hollow Radiance HP is decreased by 50, the damage per second is increased from 10 to 15, but the bonus HP scaling is decreased from 1.75% to 1%. However, monster damage multiplier has been increased. Horizon Focus is getting a different recipe, it's going to have 5 ability haste more, but it's going to lose 15 ability power. Hubris is going to lose 5 ability haste. Hullbreaker is also getting a different recipe, it's going to get 150 HP more, lose 1% movement speed. Hullbreaker also has a lot of adjustments to non-structure and structure proc damage, and also the minions' reses are being adjusted. Iceborne Gauntlet is going to cost 300 gold more, the passive base HD scaling is increased from 100% to 150%, and the slow is also changed. The base is increased from 15% to 30%, but the total HP scaling has been removed. Imperial Mandate is going to be 50 gold cheaper, but the passive speed has been removed. Infinity Edge is going to be 200 gold more expensive and lose 10 AD. Jack Shaw is getting a different recipe, it's going to be 50 HP more, but it's going to lose 5 armor and 5 magic resist. Kaini Grukern, shield HP scaling is going to be decreased from 18% to 15%, and the HP regen from 150% to 100%. Knight's Vow is going to be 100 gold more expensive, Kraken Slayer is going to lose 1% movement speed, 5 AD, and the proc damage has also been changed. It's going to deal slightly more damage in the early game, but you're going to lose a lot of damage in the mid to late game. Liandry's Torment is going to lose 20 ability power. Lichbane is getting a different recipe and is going to be 100 gold more expensive. It's losing 5 ability haste, 4% movement speed, but now it's going to have 15 ability power more. Furthermore, the passive AP scaling has been decreased from 45% to 40%. Locket of the Iron Solari, the armor and the Mar are both decreased by 5. Lord Dominic's Regards is going to lose 10 AD, Luden's Companion is going to lose 10 ability haste, Malignance is getting a different recipe, it's going to lose 10 ability haste, but it's going to have 5 ability power more. The AD in Manamune and Muramana has been decreased from 35 to 30, the on-hit damage on Muramana has been changed from 1.5% to 1% total mana, and the ability damage has been changed. It has been buffed for melee and decreased for ranged. That being said, the bonus AD scaling has been completely removed. Maw of Mol Mortius is losing 10 AD, and the shield bonus AD scaling has been decreased from 225% to 150%. Mercurial Scimitar is going to be 100 gold cheaper, but is going to lose 10 magic resist. Moonstone Renewer is losing 50 HP, losing 5 AP, the chain healing has been reduced by 10 percentage points, and chain shielding also been reduced by 10 percentage points. Morellonomicon is getting completely changed. It used to be 2200, it's going to be 2950 with a different recipe. It's going to lose 15 ability power, but now it grants 350 HP. The cost of Mortal Reminder has been increased by 200, and the armor penetration has been reduced by 5%. Nashor's Stoof AP is reduced by 10, and the on-hit AP scaling is reduced from 20% to 15%. Navari Flickerblade is going to be 50 gold more expensive, and it's going to lose 3% movement speed. Opportunity is losing 1% movement speed, 5 AD, and is also losing 3 lethality. However, the passive lethality is no longer scaling from 5 to 10, it's going to be 10 at all levels. Overlord's Bloodmail is going to have 50 HP more, but is losing 10 AD. Phantom Dancer going to be 50 gold more expensive, but losing 4% movement speed. Then Profane Hydra, it got 100 gold cheaper, it lost 10 ability haste, the passive total AD scaling got decreased from 50% to 40% for melee, and then from 40% to 20% for ranged. The active AD scaling got decreased from 100% or 130% for enemies below half health to 80% regardless of health. Rabadon's Death Cap is losing 10 AP, and the increase in ability power has been reduced from 35% to 30%. Rapid Fire Cannon is going to be 50 gold more expensive, is losing 3% movement speed, and the proc damage has been reduced from 60 to 40. Ravenous Hydra is losing 5 ability haste, losing 5 AD, and the active total AD scaling has been reduced from 100% to 80%. Furthermore, the active lifesteal effectiveness has been also reduced. Redemption heal and shield power has been reduced from 15% to 10%. Riftmaker AP has been reduced by 10, and the maximum damage amplification has been changed from 10% after 5 seconds to 8% after 4 seconds. Rod of Ages, HP per stack is changed from 20 to 10, and the AP per stack is decreased from 4 to 3. So when you max it, you're gonna have 100 HP less and 10 ability power less. Renance Hurricane, getting 50 gold more expensive and losing 3% movement speed. Rylai's Crystal Scepter is losing 10 ability power. Cerilda is getting a different recipe, it's going to be 200 gold cheaper, it's going to have 5 ability haste more, but the lethality has been removed. The armor penetration has been changed to 30% flat. Shadow Flame is losing 5 ability power, and then the amplification damage is also reduced from damage over time abilities. Shurelia's Battle Song is losing 1% movement speed. Spear of Shojin is getting a different recipe, the ability haste is removed, it's gonna have 150 HP more, lose 10 AD, and the passive ability haste is also increased by 10. The cost of Spirit Visage got decreased by 200 gold, but it lost 50 HP and 10 magic resist. Then we have Staff of Flowing Water, 50 gold cheaper, losing 5 AP, but the heal and shield power is increased from 8% to 10%. Passive AP is also increased from 30 to 45, but the passive movement speed is completely removed. Static Shift is losing 1% movement speed, 5 AD, and 5% attack speed. Sterac's Gauge base AD as bonus AD is decreased by 5 percentage points, and the shield bonus HP scaling decreased by 20 percentage points. Storm Surge lost 1% movement speed, the passive movement speed got decreased from 35% for 2 seconds to 25% for 1.5 seconds, and the damage also got changed. The base used to be 140, it's going to be 150, but the AP scaling got decreased from 20% to 15%. Stridebreaker is losing 10 AD, losing 5% attack speed, and the movement speed on hit is also completely removed. Thunder Sky is getting a different recipe, is losing 5 ability haste, losing 50 AD, losing 5 AD, and the heal base AD scaling is reduced from 120% to 100%. Sunfire base damage is increased from 15 to 20, but the bonus HP scaling is reduced from 1.75% to 1%. Furthermore, the damage to minions and monsters has been increased, but the stacking amplification has been removed. Terminus is losing 5 AD. Tormate got a new recipe, and now it costs 250 gold less. It has 10 armor more and 200 HP less. Furthermore, the reflect damage got changed, it used to be 10, now it's 15, but the armor scaling got decreased from 25% to 15%. The recipe for Titanic Hydra is changed, it lost 10 attack damage, but it got 50 HP. The HP scaling for primary target damage got changed, it used to be 1.5% for melee, now it's 1%, and it used to be 0.75% for ranged, and now it's 0.5%. Trailblazer is going to be 100 gold cheaper, is gonna get 50 HP more, but going to lose 1% movement speed. Trinity Force ability haste is decreased by 5, AD is decreased by 9, attack speed is decreased by 3%, but the HP is buffed by 33. Umbral Glaive is losing 5 ability haste, Unending Despair is losing 50 HP, but is getting 5 more armor. Voltaic Circle Sword is going to be 100 gold more expensive and also losing 5 ability haste. The Warmog's armor, the innate and passive movement speed are both decreased by 1 percentage point. Wit's End is losing 5 magic resist, 5% attack speed, and the on-hit damage is changed from 40 to 80 to 45 at all levels. Youmuu's Ghostblade is getting a different recipe and is going to be 100 gold more expensive, and the out of combat movement speed is changed. It used to be 40 for melee and 20 for ranged, now it's going to be 20 for everyone. Yuntal Wild Arrow's recipe is changed, it's losing 5 AD, and the bleed damage is changed from 35% total AD to 80 damage flat. Zeke's Convergence damage per second is decreased from 50 to 30, and finally Zhonya's Hourglass, it lost 15 ability power. So finally we made it till the end of the list, so let me know what you think about this. Thank you guys so much for watching, take care and have a nice day.